think everyone, I wish they could hear hello. 467. Michael, hello.
How's it going?
JJ, hello.
Hello.
I wish they could hear Craig turn on, because Craig is who I think narrated this entire Gundam book sitting in front of me, JJ.
Oh, I'm more interested, like, what are you recording that they don't hear it, right? They hear Discord specifically, but not your desktop audio?
The Craig recording doesn't record Craig saying now recording.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, never mind. That makes perfect sense.
I guess if you recorded your desktop audio direct out, it would record that.
Yeah, because like if I had my desktop audio on in my recording, you would have heard it, but I don't.
Yeah.
So
right. Anyway, I always cut it out anyway, so no one's ever heard what I'm talking about. No one also will ever know what I'm talking about with this book either. JJ,
they'll never hear about it. No one will ever know.
I don't think so. This is like promotional material that 99.99% of even Gundam people won't even have seen.
In what way?
I mean, it's just
Like
a bunch of ads that they handed us at the convention, right? You know?
Yeah, that one that we got in the bag. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the black Gundam mobile suit introduction.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a bunch of ads.
Yeah. So, Michael, often when you get giveaways at conventions, they're basically ads.
Sure. There's a little something fun, but the point is to get you to dig deeper into whatever it is they're promoting or announcing, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure that I would go so far as to say that this was done by AI, as the layout actually is not terrible. There's some decent and consistent design elements, especially as you get later into the book and it shows you all the different series and stuff, and it's well plotted that way.
I was going to say it's very holistic in that way that I would not associate with AI.
Right. I had a argument with somebody about AI replacing copywriters, and I said two things, which I don't think I'm going to back down from. One is that copywriting was already dead because genius MBAs think they can do it all themselves. And that's why you'll end up with 3 words repeated over and over again in marketing material inside the same paragraph or on product labels or things like that, because vocabulary is just no longer a thing.
Copywriting, as in people who write copy for people to read or do things with, is broadly dead, yes.
And then as someone who studied writing for years, we'll get to this book in a second, but when you watch those AI videos and the language that those AI videos use, I had to sit through one where someone was like, look at this, I made this to like advertise this thing, and it's just the best thing in the world. I did this in 25 minutes and it's just done. I'm going to post it. And I was like, if I saw this, I would never frequent your business once ever.
Yeah.
Yikes.
People like, that in general, like, that's ignoring the fact that AI is incapable of truth, right? Like, we'll just leave that entire point to the side. That, like, AI can never know what is true because it just knows what is said a lot.
LLMs, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. They're just incapable of truth, right? Like factual truth. It can't decide. Like, it's not that it can't be taught it just can't know.
Yes,
like,
especially
tautologically, right?
It's funny because some people will use the example like, well, look, no, it gave me the right answer on the first go. And I'm like, yeah, but did you ask it about the wrong answer? Because
exactly.
if you ask it about the wrong answer, it'll agree with you and say that that's the right answer.
Exactly. So we'll even ignore that, right, entirely and put it to the side. But the fact that an AI writes in a way that is indicative of like very bland, very like unnuanced, very like certain styles of writing that are like instantly apparent to people who know how to read.
Yeah.
or who have like read books written by humans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like very clear, even if you start with an AI thing and then like spruce it up or whatever, like people like to do, unless you are seriously rewriting that copy, it's going to be clear where it came from. And the people reading it are just going to like immediately check out because you didn't spend any time thinking about it. They're not going to spend any time thinking about it either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's get back to this. This is marketing material, and it was very clearly compiled in Japanese and translated
Mm-hmm.
in my book. That's clear to me. But once it was translated, you would think they'd be like, "Hey, U.S. version of our company, why don't you take a peek at this?"
Nope.
Nah.
Andy,
Yeah.
you've played enough JRPGs to know that that doesn't happen.
It's not a thing that's that bad anymore, man. They really do try in a lot of places, and this just smacks of not trying, right? Like, in conjunction with the promotion of the complete remodeling of the Oris in 2012, Toyota selected Gundam that could communicate with the world.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means? I, I
Probably meant something in the Japanese in which it was written.
yeah, yeah. And that's not even getting to the punctuation or anything like that.
Situation is just dead in general.
There is weirdness in. I remember reading some of this book. There is weirdness because they refer to Gundam, which is a noun, as like a brand in that thing, and then there's a lot of weirdness because it's like Gundam the brand or a Gundam a thing, and it
Yeah.
gets very like. And then you can imagine the translation like not understanding any of that at all, right?
Page 1, first sentence. First sentence. Nowadays, the Gundam series have grown into a huge franchise of contents as they have kept being cherished in Japan and overseas.
Yeah, it's just transliteration without anyone.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
literally unreviewed by anyone. Thanks to its realistic depiction of a war and human drama, this series acquired a wide range of fan bases from teenagers.
That part is like less bad than the first sentence.
It's the first sentence, yeah. And then I went to Iron-Blooded Orphans, and like this is again, this one I don't even know how it got past the Japanese. Topic 2, in bold at the top. Famously streamed worldwide simultaneously and broadcasted on the American National Animation Specialty Channel Cartoon Network. End of sentence, no period. Next sentence. This TV series was not limited to the domestic market, but was also distributed simultaneously around the world and broadcasted on Cartoon Network in the United States, one of the world's largest animation specialty channels.
Yeah, see, you think that first one is a sentence and it's a headline, and then
Yeah.
the lower part is the
Is
text,
actually the
which repeats the headline and is unnecessary to have both in English, but maybe in Japanese
Yeah, I
it's
wonder
not.
in Japanese if it was not nearly as repetitive, right? You know, I don't have. Not only do I not read most Japanese, I can read a little bit, but not very much. But I don't have any way of knowing if it was that way. I just don't understand how this type of material makes it out when they spent a lot of money on a very nice book.
Yeah, I think the thing that you're like, people are like, oh, this is like a cheap web page or something. This is a printed on like nice quality paper.
Cardstock paper, a whatever size, larger than a comic book size, professionally bound and with a nice binding. I mean, it's not a joke of a book. They spent a lot of time on the graphics and layout, like a lot.
Yeah.
The images are all very high quality.
just to let the text founder and bring the whole thing down.
Yeah, just unreadable text. Like top to bottom. What is that about? Is this the future? Are we going to see more of this with large language models deciding that they can do all this stuff?
Though yes and no. I think you will see more of parts of it. So I think you have compounding problems here, right? One is that it clearly utilizes the AI for doing some of the heavier lifting, but also it's being translated from one language to another without any sort of oversight. Right, so the combination of the two makes it particularly egregious.
This has happened already in video games, right? Like translating large scripts in Japanese RPGs to English has been done by AI, and you end up with a bunch of problems that take them a long time to go back and fix.
Cough, COTC cough.
Oh, that's right. COTCs had this problem.
The Suikoden remasters had this problem also. Like,
oh, really? I forgot about that.
Phrases that no human in English would ever say, but you could easily mistake because of the Japanese, or like where, terms of art, right? And this happened in COTC, right? Where like, a special skill has like a connotation or a name or something that makes sense
in Japanese.
In Japanese or in the lore or whatever, but the AI translator just goes, that word means table.
Right,
table strike, and you're like, that's not what this says. And or in Suikoden there was one where it's like the name of a place is the name of a town is Banner, like Banner Town, and then they translate later it's like, oh, these are the mines, the Banner mines, and then some future point is like, oh, those mines are under the banner, and you're like, no.
That is not how you.
But you can see how the machine or the AI or whatever they were using got there, right?
Yes.
I thought, 15 years ago we had abated this problem, and that people had finally been like, this is how you do the localization. You hand it to these people, these companies that localize, they'll get it done. They'll play through the game. They'll like do all this stuff, and it'll take this amount of time. And then the scripts are very, very good. That
Yes,
was
but Andy,
a handled thing.
What if you didn't spend the money and you just kept it in your pocket and you had a machine do a bad job of the same thing and then put it out?
Exactly. Andy, what if you can inshitify it just like everything else?
But how many times are we going to witness everybody paying double for everything because
they don't know, Andy?
That.
They don't. This is you think you're like, oh, well then they pay double to go fix it. Haha. No, they just don't fix it. And it sucks forever.
They
That's
just
the problem.
Who just released that study? Was it what company was it? It was one of the newspapers that did a huge,
like how AI doesn't actually earn any money and costs the people who use it lots of money.
Billions of investment. 95% of it wasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem is guys with MBAs are like, haha, money, yay! I can fire a person.
You mentioned Octopath, and we didn't talk about the Nintendo Direct, but a new trailer hit today with some gameplay for Octopath 0, which begs the question, Michael.
Yeah.
Are you still playing COTC? Because it's about to get replaced.
I am, and I don't think it's going to get replaced. I think it's about to get new source material to keep the story going.
This is not the same game? We thought it was a reuse of the same game.
They lean heavily on it, but it is not exactly the same game, no.
I mean, it's retelling the original.
It is a retelling of
story,
a good chunk of the story, yes.
The story you have already seen, to be clear. So I don't know that part of it is importable, but maybe some of this other stuff that they're showing.
Yeah. The battle system looks similar, but also a little new, and some of the gameplay looks kind of new.
Yeah, so they definitely pulled the 8-person team from COTC as the basis of the battle system.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the combat looks pretty much the same. I laughed really hard when one of the characters was like, you can entreat, and it was
new path actions.
Well, it was like path actions like served to gate a free to play game to make you play more. You know what I mean? So like, what are the path actions for in this game?
But
Well,
also, to be clear, the path actions existed in Octopath 1 and 2. So,
yes.
Okay.
and they had like varied purposes there.
Maybe they don't gate them the same as the mobile game.
No, they're different. So like I know for instance in one of the original games, one of the path actions let you so they were individual by character, right? So depending on who you picked as a starter, you had their path action. And so one of them for I think the thief let you pick locks on chests. So you could get into chests earlier in the game as a thief compared to playing as other characters.
Okay.
Yeah, so each of the 8 characters had a different path action, right? And so the mobile game then tried to like homogenize them a little bit to give you some different things to do. And yeah, like you said, gate stuff and do all kinds of, mobile gamey stuff. And then the people developing this definitely looked at that and they're like, let's take the mobile-y part out of this and then just keep some of the ideas.
Right.
I think it's
Yeah.
really interesting how much they're focusing on like the town building aspect in this, right?
I saw a lot of clips of it, and I didn't want to get my hopes up that that was going to be a major part of the game. Do you think it's I mean, the grid looked. It actually kind of funnily,
Emily?
uh, in an amusing way. the I just spent 5 minutes railing on people that can't come up with nice verbiage.
Don't worry, an LLM would have said it perfectly, and then that's how you know you're real.
Yeah, is that how I know that we're in the program? Um, I thought it was amusing when I looked at the graphics and the intrigue and all the stuff, and I was like, "This looks like the mobile game. This looks like the mobile game." And then the town builder came up, and I was like, "This is strangely hyper detailed."
I
Like
think that
using assets.
the
well,
grid that they
and
got laid
characters.
down on looked hilarious. Do you think you build the same town that you quote unquote built in the other game?
No, because they gave it a name and said the like
Yeah,
protagonist character that didn't exist is from it. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Wishvale.
It will
but
be
like,
nice to have a real protagonist instead of being like, which one of the 8 do you want to be the random person we're just sort of generally talking about?
Yeah, you still pick a class to start. I did catch that.
I do bet you though, Andy, that like a tower will show up, where
Oh
there
my
will be
god.
bosses and things to
Oh
do
my
inside it,
god.
and
Do you think that tower is actually going to be in the game?
or
Uh,
something like it
why
for
not?
sure.
Oh my god. Ah.
But I
And then they'll have that kind of stuff in there, and then they showed like gathering lumber and harvesting plants and stuff like that. So that's like
That type of stuff is fine. I mean, we
that's more
did that
town
in other
simmy
games.
than
Yeah.
the mobile game ever had.
I'm good with that, like give me something to give me something. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is something that people wanted, because I know one of the frequent refrains on the COTC Discord, especially when Nameless Town first got introduced, was that there wasn't enough of the town building going on. There were several quests that were kind of strung out that let you build out your town, but at a certain point they just stopped, and they've never gone back to it. So the fact that they're actually bringing that over to the new game and fleshing it out into its own like real system, I think is something that fans of the series have wanted. They definitely wanted from the mobile game and didn't get.
Yeah, was that the alpaca girl like the last thing that we added to that town?
Might have been, yeah,
Like 3 years ago?
yeah, something like that.
That's crazy. How's COTC going for you?
It has been going good. So they finally dropped um, the two sort of long running meta defining characters for the game in the last 2 weeks. So they dropped the near replicant collab, which brought out Kaine, And then just this past week, they dropped Tiziano
Oh,
from
Tiziano.
yeah. So now
I heard about
you
him
can
while I
have
was still playing.
yeah. So now you can actually have both Tiziano and Oscar in the same party. So the before and after of his storyline.
Very funny.
But yeah, so the two of them together, Kaine is one of the top DPS in the game and puts out a ridiculous amount of dagger damage. That's what I'm looking for. And then Tiziano's gimmick is that he boosts dagger damage and implants dagger weakness to anyone who doesn't have it. So you can understand how
Impregnate
the
your
two of
enemies
them.
with daggers.
Yeah, you can understand how the two of them used together can let you basically shred just about anything.
Yeah, until the game, you know, adds in a way for it to like remove weaknesses or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the weaknesses are stacked, right? So he stacks dagger weakness, and then every hit removes a stack of it. So it's not like just something that gets thrown out and is there forever. You still have to be a little careful about
Letting
the
it run out.
timing and how many
But like,
stacks you have. But
who cares how many stacks we have, and you hit them for more than their entire HP in those 2 hits?
yeah, exactly. So it I think the only thing that has kind of made a bit of a dent in that is that the timing of things being condensed with NetEase releasing things. The next big, I think still top DPS unit, even in JP, gets released probably around Christmas time. So this dagger duo has a shorter time in the spotlight.
Well, I mean, they won't go away entirely either.
Oh no, of course not.
Octopath wasn't exactly revealed, but was kind of revealed-ish during the Nintendo Direct. We haven't talked about really. Was there anything that stuck out to you guys other than the Octopath Zero?
What did we get, JJ? We got a date for
There was a date for Metroid 4, right?
Prime 4. Yep,
Oh, that's right.
that'll be dropping in December.
There was no real gameplay footage, right? It was just sort of like,
I mean,
They had
there
a
was,
new trailer.
yeah, I was say there was a trailer
yeah.
Yeah, so Samus rides a pretty sweet looking motorcycle.
in a open world-ish looking type setting, but not clear if the game is actually open world or not.
Yeah, I feel like the previous Prime games were semi-open world, maybe not as much.
They were connected areas.
Yes.
So it could be this, it could be something different. Who knows? They didn't really elaborate. They're just like, here's Samus on a bike. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting. Andy, Mario movie?
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, that was revealed.
Yeah, watch it. The kids here loved it. The last one. It's gonna be one of those.
It's going to
It'll be
be one of
fun.
those. I think that's fair to say.
I think it'll be mostly okay.
Yeah. It was inoffensive. I don't see how they would continue to do anything other than that, right?
Right, exactly.
The other
There's a bunch of-
surprise.
I was going to say there was a bunch of Mario stuff because the first 20 minutes of the hour were devoted to the 40th anniversary of Mario. So new Yoshi game, new Mario Tennis, Virtual Boy is getting a virtual console.
Oh yeah, the Virtual Boy being on the Virtual Console. I almost forgot about that.
Which, by the way, it's not on the Virtual Console. You have to buy the stupid Virtual Boy peripheral, then you can play it.
That stands for Nintendo.
Don't JJ, don't you want to put your Switch into a pair of glasses and then hold it up to your face?
No, I
Doesn't
didn't
seem
want
exciting
to do it.
to you?
Don't. The Virtual Boy failed for a reason. It's not good or fun. I don't know why people think it's good to do this.
The only thing that comes out of this is Virtual Boys that still exists just went up in price.
Probably. I think it is good from a game preservation standpoint. I'm happy they're doing it so that people can play those games and realize that they suck and never play them again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's very funny that they decided to do that. Just like, but in better news, Mario related still, they are re-releasing Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I think they might be out now.
They definitely are out on October 2nd or 3rd. Because I was like, oh,
close to now.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very cool in my book. That was one of those ones in the All-Stars or whatever that it was when they did the 3 games packaged together and then said it's limited. Mario Galaxy was one of those. So interesting to bring that back with Galaxy 2.
But yeah, I was going to say only Galaxy 1. And so this is the first time Galaxy 2 is available.
Yeah.
But also this is like just for sale to normal people. You don't they're not special.
Yeah, it's not going to be a special release, right? It just sort of is.
Yeah, and I believe you don't have to buy them in a bundle either. You can just buy them individually. If you're just like
on the store,
if you're just like, I hate Mario Galaxy 1, I only want 2.
Or if you own that other 3-game bundle and you want to just add Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. That was a good one. You know, it was not in that Nintendo Direct.
Hold on though, before you go,
because there's one more.
No, go for it, JJ. I forgot something. I'm sorry.
the one of import to you guys, I think.
Wait, I don't know which one.
Oh, I was gonna say the new Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah. There was a teaser for the new Fire Emblem.
You know, the last Fire Emblem didn't catch me.
Did you play Three Houses?
I tried to. No. Which one was the one with the blue hair? I think I missed Three Houses.
That's a lot of them.
Oh. Maybe it was the one before Three Houses, and then I never got to Three Houses.
What system was it on?
Switch.
Blue hair.
Awakening?
Awakening was from 2010 on the DS, so that's definitely wrong.
That's definitely not it. Yeah.
There was like a Fates one. There was a that was also 3DS.
Is there only
there's a Shadow version, like Shadows over something?
Wasn't there Fire Emblem Warriors? What was that one?
There was, but that's a Muso game, right? Like that's Dynasty Warriors.
I think Three Houses is the only one on the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, there were bluish, tealish haired people in that game. So, you know, is that what you're thinking of or something different?
Might be it. It might be it. I mean, maybe I just didn't make it far enough.
Three Houses was great. I would love another, Fire Emblem at that level. But the well of games runneth over this year, so I don't know that I'm in any hurry.
Yeah. What was the other one, Michael?
Oh, JJ, did you have a different one then?
I was going to say Michael called it a Yoshi game, but what he meant was Yoshi's Island game.
Yes, Yoshi's Island successor. Yoshi and the Mysterious
sequel, right?
Book.
It looked like a sequel?
I don't know if it's a sequel. It sounded from looking at a bit of the trailer like it was its own new story.
Or maybe it's more like a Super Mario World successor?
In the way that Yoshi's Island was called Super Mario World 2.
Yoshi's Island? Yeah.
One could, which to be clear, that game has nothing to do with Super Mario World.
No, it was just leaning on the title.
Yeah. This game looks like it is like Yoshi's Island, but, has a bunch of different stuff going on. Like the flowers, all the like eggs and stuff in it look very much like that game.
Yeah, the art style is very much, that style for a new system generation.
Which I just think it's like hilarious they're going back to that game. Like that game has been the like not thought of, not remade, not touched one of those for a long time.
That's really funny. Nice. What was not in that direct is, I bet you can guess, because it's already out.
Yeah. They put out Silksong.
Yeah, and we already talked about how you were trying to catch up from replaying Hollow Knight. Yeah.
I did replay Hollow Knight and finished it, and then I started playing Silksong. Yeah, I dove back into Hollow Knight : Silksong.
And were you glad that you've been playing Hollow Knight?
Yes and no, I guess. Yeah, I would say it was good to remind myself. I don't think it helped me really, other than just being ready for their stuff again, right?
Sure.
The discourse. I don't know if you guys have heard about this game.
A little bit, that it's very hard.
Yeah, that's the
And
discourse.
that seems about it. And then that, like, the number 1, 2, and 3 mods are all about making the game easier if you download mods through Steam.
Well, the first official patch for the game nerfed the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, so
I heard that.
I was in that portion of the game when that patch hit. I didn't notice the difference too tremendously. So question mark, question mark, question mark. But the game is hard. That's just the case. People who played Hollow Knight and got through to the end of that game, it feels like in terms of difficulty, this is starting closer to like the middle
Of Hollow Knight.
than the
Okay.
beginning, right? The difference being that you don't have any you don't have anything, like in a Metroidvania, right? In general, those kinds of games, you start with nothing, and your power builds as you acquire new items and abilities and all kinds of stuff, and then by the end, you're very, very powerful.
I like
Right.
that it's it's not a new character, but it's a different character, and so that's why you don't have the powers, right?
Yeah, and they have narrative reasons, and plus this is that kind of game, right? So no double jump, but also the character attacks differently. Like they don't have a pogo. The pogo is very different, right?
Mm.
Hornet attacks at a downward diagonal.
Dive kick.
Yeah.
Totally. Which just takes getting used to, you know? And, but I will say, hats off to them. Almost everything about the combat can be customized, unlike in Hollow Knight, right?
What do you mean?
Like, how much, I don't know, what kind of spoiler level are you guys interested in?
Do you mean, I'm sorry, I guess I mean more like mechanically in-game within the game, or like in the control scheme in the menus, or are you talking about
There's
in
a
terms
lot
of
of stuff
changing things up?
in the controls and in the menus that you can change as well. I haven't investigated a ton of those options because I haven't felt the need, but there are options there for rebinding keys and doing stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
But also within the game, there is a lot of ability to change your build, do different things with how your character moves and jumps and attacks and all sorts
So
of
like
stuff.
actual like building of a character.
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of. It depends on how you think that means. Anyway, it is possible to do these things within the game, but you can't just like turn the game on and go, right? It's a Metroidvania. You got to get that stuff. So you have to be willing to play several hours in order to acquire the dash or the jump or the float or all these other abilities, right? Like, spoiler alert, there's probably a double jump somewhere. I don't know. I haven't got it yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's going to be some sort of double jump. I'm assuming this game, though, based on people's. I wonder. Maybe people didn't play Celeste, right? They just got the hype and they came into this, and I'm wondering if those of us who have been punished previously with hard platformers will be like, "This is difficult, but not unmanageable."
This game feels very much in the vein of Hollow Knight. If you played Hollow Knight all the way through, or a large portion of the way through, you're gonna like understand what's happening here, and nothing feels out of place.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it makes you earn it, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
give you anything for free.
Correct. And like a lot of the difficulty and the stuff I've seen is centered around runbacks, right? They're, you sit on a bench in this game and that's your save spot and your rest, and that, restarts all the enemies but also heals you and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
But the bench is not always right outside the door to where the boss is. Often you will have to run a certain distance past enemies, through rooms, through, whatever sorts of stuff is going on to get back to the arena where the boss is.
Mm.
That can suck sometimes.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not a
That's
big fan of that.
that's the game they made.
Yeah,
It's not the first game to do that though. There are plenty of other examples of that.
Including
very
Hollow Knight.
retro.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
Yeah.
very retro.
And to be clear, like having replayed Hollow Knight, they do that there too. Like there are some bosses where you die and you have to go a good ways to get back to where the boss was. That's just the case.
Hmm.
Now, like especially later in the game, there's, a lot of boss rushes and, arenas and things like that where you respawn right there. But that isn't the majority of the bosses in that game. There's some of the more difficult encounters, but they're not the, the by number count, bosses out in the world in this game. So I think I have felt difficulty. The game is hard, right? But I think it's fair mostly. And I haven't been, I haven't rage quit it. And just like in Dark Souls-y type games, when I have been beating my head on a boss for like, 20, 30, 40, like high numbers of tries, right? Okay, 40 is a little exaggerated. I would have left before 40. But, like 10, 20 times dying over and over, it's like, all right, you know what? Unless I'm seeing that I'm improving, getting farther and farther, getting to the next phase of the boss or whatever, like if that's not happening, then the game is just telling you, hey,
Maybe it's not time.
do something else, and the world is gigantic. I promise you, there is other stuff to do, even when you think there isn't. When you think there is literally nowhere to go, you are wrong.
That's funny.
So
That's
it
good though.
is.
It relieves the need to completely bash your head against the wall to move forward.
Yeah, and like there's two places I know of that people have complained about like really extreme difficulty spikes with runbacks and really tough bosses. One of which I know can be circumvented because I did it, and the other one which you think there is a really long run back and there actually is not. But that's a like hidden wall kind of bull thing that this game also loves to do. So again, it's like I thought like they love to hide hidden walls. Let me look around, right?
Yeah, that's not my
Which
strong suit. I have to say, after many years of gaming in RPGs, I find myself finding the hidden stuff, hidden rooms, hidden walls, whatever. And when it's obvious, like I need to go backwards or whatever, and there'll be a room. But sometimes, like just running up against walls all the time is something I forget to do.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of you have to attack the wall, and then you hear a crumble, and like, oh, now I
Oh,
can jump through. Ah,
there's
right. Like
usually a visual for that, right? Like a lot of games give you a
sometimes,
visual.
sometimes
Sometimes I
not.
like
Right.
sometimes.
It
Oh
depends.
no.
It depends on how nice the devs want it to be, right?
Well,
Hmm.
How
again,
hard
like
how hard do they want you to work for it?
sometimes there's a plant in the foreground that you can't quite see behind, and like,
Mhm.
you actually can walk through there. It's not a wall on that side, right? Like that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. But this game really is about exploring too. Like they want you to go wander around in the giant areas and go look around and explore all the nooks and crannies. Like that's also part of the game.
Right.
So, so far I'm really loving it. Like the game is really fun. I am
Sound
having a
like you're having
blast
fun. Yep.
trying out all these new moves and stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah, you sound like you're having fun.
I'm, like like I was saying that the cup is running over in games, but like stuff that I want to play already is like starting to pile up, right? There's this, the Trails first remake. I want to play that. That's already out. The Final Fantasy Tactics remaster is coming out in a few days here. There's now more. What's the shoot? What's the guys? Anyone? You guys don't play new games.
Nope. You got us.
Anyway, there's like 3 or 4 other cool looking games coming out this year that I'm interested in, and it's just like the gas pedal is all the way down, and no one is letting up.
Yep. You get I mean, a week from the recording of this, you get the Tactics, right?
Right. That's what I was saying.
Tactics is dropping, and
coming very soon. I'm very interested in that.
Tactics. That's right.
Yeah, that Tactics remaster looks dope. So voice acting, Andy.
I'm in. I'm already in. I want to play it.
Yeah. Mina's coming at the end of October.
Mina, that's what I was thinking of.
Is that what you were thinking? Yeah.
I was like, a game I already knew I wanted to play, and I didn't have to buy that one.
Yeah. Did you play through that demo? Did you wind up playing it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You should play
it. Find some more time there, buddy.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
It's an hour.
Okay. But also, like, is the dash on the same button as Silksong? Because if it's not, I'm gonna have trouble.
Oh yeah.
We can't get out of the. Can't take him out of the.
Can't break your flow state.
Yeah, the flow. That's it. Yeah, don't take him out of his flow. That's hilarious. Speaking of being in the flow, it seems to me that maybe the flow has changed in F1.
I don't know. What do you think the flow is, man?
Well, we came back from there was the break after the Dutch Grand Prix, right? No, when was the break?
Yeah.
It was before the Dutch Grand Prix. We came back from the break, and it was like Piastri first, Verstappen second. It was like, all right, okay, yeah, this is cool. And this was a little bit of a fun thing. And then the Italian GP happened, and it was like Verstappen first, and then McLaren. Okay, well, it's like the old thing, but maybe this is a fluke. Azerbaijan was this past week, and Verstappen's in first again, and Carlos Sainz is in third, and Antonelli's in fourth, and there's a McLaren in seventh. What is happening?
Here's what you missed.
I to be clear for listeners, I watched the previous ones. I did not have time to watch Azerbaijan.
Baku. It's just fun to say. It's fun to say Baku.
Sounds like Andy, a Star Trek word.
Andy, the qualifying for Baku had 6 red flags.
I see. And we got the front row, and then we locked out, huh?
Oh, no.
No. Oh, okay.
Many people didn't get to do anything because of the numbers and quantities of crashes and when they occurred.
Oh, boy.
So a bunch of these people were out of position. Like, there's no reason, like, Piastri should have been so far back, right?
Sure.
But he got screwed in qualifying because of red flags.
Yeah, Piastri is like, didn't DNF, man.
Well, he started in 7th or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And you didn't watch the race either?
No, the Baku race? No, I'm sorry.
So
I
the start,
you tell me, should I go back and watch it?
The highlights maybe. And go watch the qualifying highlights, because the highlights in qualifying are like even more crazy. The qualifying, which is normally like a 1-hour affair, was like 2.5 hours long because of all the red flags, right?
Oh my God.
But the race, which didn't feature a bunch of red flags. Piastri's in 7th, right? And how the whole grid lines up, right? And then the lights go out and they all go, right?
Right, sure.
Piastri jumps the start.
Oh no.
So that's an immediate penalty, right?
Yeah.
Like he gets like a 5-second penalty for that just for happening,
mm-hmm.
but then stalls it, and all the Alonso right behind him also jumps when Piastri jumps.
Oh,
right?
because he was watching Piastri.
Or well, he was watching the lights, but like, the guy in front of you moves, you're going to move too, right? Like it's like a whole, you know,
Yeah, false start.
yeah, false start, exactly. So they're both getting penalties, but then Piastri stalls,
No.
and so then everyone goes around him, so he's last.
Oh my God.
And then on that first lap, so now he's like trying to catch people up, right? And his car is faster, so he's passing a couple of people and like really putting it out through the first lap. And then he just like does not make a corner and slams straight into a barrier, like on a turn that no one would ever
What's
crash
up
on.
with that guy?
I think he was just like out of sorts after the jump start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then was just trying to like overcook it to make up for what was going on, and then he just crashed. So he's out now, DNF, right? And then the rest of the race, like you can imagine the McLaren people are then like jumping on the thing to Lando and being like, all right, calm down. Like, let's not double DNF. And then, it was just a matter of like, hey, like the people out in front just ran away with it. And it's hard to pass at that street circuit. And, stuff just shuffled around how it did. There weren't like too many more crashes. There were people who would go off and then have a spin or whatever, but like could recover. But it didn't shuffle up the front too much. Wow. And so, just they kept talking like, ooh, threat of rain, but then it didn't really materialize. So didn't get any excitement there.
Yeah.
But the qualifying, I think, was where all the excitement was.
Was it worth watching for, like, if I fast forward those red flags, like, are those crazy?
If you can find a highlights video, it's worth watching just because of how, like, who gets cut and what happens to like constantly prevent people from being able to complete laps and stuff.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
But I think overall, McLaren kind of has the constructors sealed up, right? Like they
don't really
ahead.
need to chance anything.
Right. And Piastri is still in front, right, with Norris and then Verstappen, pretty distantly behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Norris not distantly behind Piastri, but Norris didn't get many points either, because he was like stuck in 7th for most of the race.
Right.
And so it was very much this was a prime opportunity for him to like gain a bunch of points and make the title fight interesting. And then he did not.
Yeah, we'll see. I think no one's mathematically all the way away with it, especially between Norris and Piastri, but Verstappen's still in the mix.
Yeah, totally. And if they keep turning in results like this, I think he has a chance of coming back into that fight by the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I think it's the case that, some tracks suit some cars, some tracks suit other cars, right? They talk about that, and these ones have been Red Bull suited, I think.
Yeah. They might have the back half. Well, you said people didn't make the cut.
Uh-huh.
It's unfortunately time to talk about fantasy football for a minute or two here.
Yeah.
I'm whistling taps for you.
Yeah. Put the 07 in the chat, right?
Poor guy. Michael, we gotta send some flowers.
Rip. So is this JJ? Is this the earliest that you have been axed in the Guillotine League?
Oh yeah, far and away the earliest. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I won it, and then I went into like the last 3, the other 2 years. Not the last 3. I was one of the last 2 one of those other years, and then I was in like the top 4 or 5 in the other years. So I have consistently done well. But fantasy football sometimes says your guy scores a 0, and hard to win when your guy scores 0.
Or
let alone when you have 2 guys that score 0.
Or you get Zay Flowers out there and he scores like 3.
I would have taken 3.
Oh yeah, he didn't. Oh, it's not PPR or something. I got 3 off my Zay Flowers play.
Andy, I was cut by 4 points. 3 would have been very helpful.
Ooh.
Yeah. In our league, 3.3 is what Zay got for 2 receptions and 13 yards.
But yeah, I mean, Lamar missed him on like 4 or 5 like wide open routes and passes that should have hit him but did not.
Apparently, Lamar did not look very good.
No, they kind of had his number.
I think the analysis of it that I saw was that the Lions said, "We are taking away Zay Flowers this game. You can do whatever else." And then he did do whatever else.
Pretty
Right.
much.
But
So
it
the
turns
rest
out
of
that
the
wasn't
season's
enough.
going to be a problem
Well,
now that they've
maybe
proven.
because also like normally what the Ravens would then do is give Derrick Henry the ball 800 times and run for 1,000,000 yards.
Yeah, that didn't happen either.
That did not happen. So that is the uncharacteristic part, right?
Right. Is
Right.
that both of those were absent at the same time.
Right. Because I think if Henry had been working, they would not have been able to keep Flowers out of the game because they would have had to been, blocking the run constantly, but they didn't. So, it's one of those games, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I had Zay Flowers and Jahmyr Gibbs both in my other league. And I needed them to score whatever Derrick Henry scored plus 10.
Huh.
And Gibbs by himself basically did it. Zay Flowers was, as Andy mentioned, no help whatsoever. But Gibbs put the whole team on his back and carried us.
He definitely did that. Yep. He helped carry one of my teams this week too.
My non-guillotine league, I was sweating every time they said Gibbs scored because I had David Montgomery in. Turns out David Montgomery did just fine also with
Yeah, you
his
didn't need to worry about that one.
Yeah.
I think he had
29.4 points. I actually came from behind and won by 1.5 points.
he had like 2 touchdowns and like ripped off like an 80-yard TD or something.
It was pretty big. This was going to be another week of I have the second or third highest score and then lose. And instead, Montgomery was like, "No, that's not fair. You should
I
win."
got you. So I got you, bro.
So the guy that I beat is second or third highest score and
Yeah.
lost.
And so instead, he just puts your team on his back and says, "I got you, dog." Carries you
Yeah.
right across the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
In that league, though, I was going to mention this is very funny to me. I think it is the first time ever that I have been playing fantasy football that I have seen on week 3 a 12-team split of 6 2-1 teams and 6 1-2 teams.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
I think that's happened to me once in the league I'm in that I've had 12, where like there was no undefeated team or only defeated team.
Yeah. One of my leagues is almost like that. There's a 3-0, there's an 0-3, and the rest is a split. 1-2, 5-1-2,
seen that.
5-2-1.
I've seen that almost every season.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, but this
That-
is the first even split exactly.
That is my league this season, and I am the 3-0.
Nice.
Oh, well done.
Well, gentlemen, we gotta figure out what to do about Kyler Murray over here.
Yeah. So Andy, I was going to ask.
Here is
you,
the bench or
Yeah.
the waiver wire. That's where you can send him to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. You survived in your guillotine, Andy. So who's getting dropped?
Who
is on the team that got cut?
Who's on
that is in consideration?
I don't know. Can you, JJ? Do you know is there a way to see just only the people that just hit the wire from that team?
In my league, it shows you Team X dropped all these players and the transactions or whatever.
I'm going to the all transactions. Here we go. The team that got cut dropped TJ Hawkinson,
pretty good tight end.
Brock Purdy,
Nope.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, okay. He's better than Kyler.
Caleb Johnson.
Nope.
David Njoku.
Nope.
Xavier Worthy.
Nope.
Tyrone Tracy.
He's on IR now, right? Or he just hurt himself?
He's separated his shoulder.
Doubtful for separated shoulder.
Yeah, you're not playing that guy.
Williams.
He's pretty good, I think.
Cooper Kupp.
Nope.
Teteroa McMillan.
From the Panthers.
That guy's decent. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Tucker Kraft.
Yeah. Okay.
Isaiah
Pacheco.
DeAndre Swift. Jacoby Myers.
Mid.
Jalen Waddle. And Justin Herbert.
I would take Mayfield and play him over Kyler for sure. Like, shoot, I think who's the last quarterback you said?
Justin Herbert,
He's
Justin
also
Herbert.
probably better than
Kyler Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
The question is, do we think a lot of people are going to be going for quarterbacks at this point of the season and grabbing these two guys, or can I not spend a huge amount of money trying to get them?
I mean, you should have some read on your league at this point and how deep people are bidding on people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But dude, you need an upgrade. Like you can't Kyler is bad, dude. It's time to give him up.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest changes I need to make. Also, T. Higgins had to hit the bench.
Yeah,
That
I think you want to
Cincinnati's not going to
see.
work.
I think Browning is going to continue to throw fine, and like Chase and Higgins will get some points, and some weeks will have a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
But until you see consistency, if you have better options, like I don't know if you need that guy.
I think Hollywood Brown can go.
No, he's not it. Yeah,
Harold Fannin can go. The Cleveland tight end is not it.
I would say if you get Hawkinson, you could drop him. But honestly, tight ends are a wasteland, dude. Like tight end is good.
I've got Tyler Warren and Zach Ertz.
Okay, Warren is pretty good.
They're okay. They're not they're not burning them. I don't know. They're not burning anything down. You know what I mean? I think overall the team is about as good as most of the stuff that got dropped, except for the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think from that perspective, like I said, most of the skill players they named, like I didn't see a lot of interest there.
Maybe Waddle, but
yeah, Waddle's
Miami
pretty good.
Terrible.
Yeah, I already have Devin Achin, so I don't know if I want to overinvest in Miami.
Fair.
The
Teteroa is kind of interesting to me.
That guy's been good. He's
like got
the
a
number
lot of
one
upside. Yeah.
He's been like the number one target on that team. And,
I mean, he's better than Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, for sure. And Hollywood Brown's like workload is going to decrease when Worthy comes back eventually. So
yeah,
and then Rice again later in the season. So
yeah, so last week I was one of the higher bidders. Let's see. Here we go. View all fab offers. Last week. Let's see. Brees Hall went for $72. Ricky Pearsall went for $100. Jalen Hurts went for $155. Zay Flowers $217. Derrick Henry went for $301. Jackson's JSN went through for $400.
So like the best guys there, right? JSN for $400, Henry for $300. Those were like the top dudes out of those people you just named,
right?
So given that it feels like you don't need most of those guys that bad, right? Like if you didn't get Mayfield, would you feel that sad about getting Herbert? Right.
Right. So I just put in an offer for one or both.
Well, either you just let it go to waivers and then grab one, right?
Or you put $1 on them.
Yeah, but you don't have infinite bench space, right? So you're gonna have to decide, right? Yeah, sure. Like if you don't care, put in $1 offers and see who you can pick up, right? But like if you do care, then you could. It seems like people. This is out of 1,000, right? I can't imagine people that played quarterbacks and have quarterbacks at this point are going to be like, Mayfield's an upgrade probably to a lot of the backups out there, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But like $300 an upgrade, I don't know about that.
No, I got to finish the season. Although I am, let's see, projected to be in the bottom 4 again.
Like I said, you're using Kyler Murray, and so you need an upgrade in quarterback. So, is there a good other quarterback on the waiver wire right now that isn't one of those two?
No, that's the highest quarterbacks, I think. If I go to the QBs available fantasy points for the season, it's Herbert, Baker, Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith.
But you can't sort by fantasy points for the season because the backups aren't going to show up there, right?
Sure.
So, like, did someone scoop up, Daniel Jones, you said is already owned, right?
Yeah.
Someone scoop up the guy we were
Mariota is
just.
still on the wire.
Yeah, I mean, Mariota got 20 points last week.
Yeah.
FYI. There was a rushing touchdown in there, so maybe a little fluky, but that's totally competent. Better than Kyler got you this week, probably, though, right?
Yeah, by
Sure.
6 points. Sure.
But there's the chance that Daniels comes back this weekend, so then Mariota is useless. So gotta
Oh
pay
man,
attention.
I'll get my Ertz play back.
Just gotta
He
pay
still
attention.
played well even without Daniels.
Yeah, I think Ertz is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But like the guy on Cincinnati, he's okay, right? Like he's definitely better than Murray at this point. So I think you got questions, and I would bid some money, but I would, I don't think you need to be spending $300-$400 on any of these guys.
Sure. Well, if people have we're not gonna we didn't get to half the stuff I want to talk about today. If people have advice about what I should have done, because by the time I read it, it'll be too late, where would that go?
You could send laments that Andy didn't pick up JSN to podcast at wewergamers.com.
$400. I put in a $200 bid
Ooh.
on him.
He's been lighting it up.
I put in a $200 bid on him.
It's a question of, you got outbid though, so it doesn't matter, right?
Right. I'm just saying I tried for him, but I didn't think that it was more than yeah, that's a lot. 40% of their budget immediately.
But here's the thing, right? The most people that can possibly bid are bidding now, right? Like next week it will be less people. Next week it will be less people. Next week it will be less people. And the money gets more valuable the more you have, the later you have it.
Right.
So, it's a lot of money flushes out of the pool every week. So if you think you're going to be eliminated, it's better to spend the money, right? Like the money can't take it with you. So if you lose because you didn't get a better quarterback, like you're going to be kicking yourself for not bidding higher.
Well, yeah, once we're in the top 6, you're literally just going to be able to waiver starters, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And like when it gets down to the last few people, it's just about finding matchups and finding out which guy's going to go off. That's like how you win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, early on, and, we're still relatively early when there's like a large number of people in your league. Yeah, it's just about getting the floor and getting guys who are going to consistently produce. And I think it'd be worth spending some money on Mayfield because he's going to consistently give you a decent number, unlike Murray, who is clearly not.
Baker's taken a lot of my previous teams to the championship, so maybe it's time to bring him back on board.
There you go.
Welcome back into the fold.